Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The star of Sister Wives, Janelle Brown, has never opposed polygamy and has always been in favor of it. She raised 6 children over her 29-year marriage to Cody. Janelle was Cody's favorite wife before Robyn came around, and everything was going well. But when Robyn showed up, things was completely different. Prior to marrying Robyn, Cody had 3 wives, all of whom felt abandoned and marginalized once she joined the family. During the pandemic, the situation deteriorated, and the stress ultimately caused the separation. The women clarified that their decision to leave Cody Brown was prompted by years of emotional distress and maltreatment. The untimely death of Janelle's kid in 2024 dealt her yet another painful blow. But as time went on, Janelle regained her independence and is now pursuing her goals. She became the primary provider for the Brown family for many years, earned a bachelor's degree in accounting, and established a successful business career. Janelle, who is inherently independent and laid back, has reverted to her previous self and is now concentrating on creating her own life. Sister Wives, Janelle's post-Cody dating experience. Janelle relocated to North Carolina and concentrated on her work after splitting from Cody. The diva confessed that although she wasn't initially interested in finding love, she is now receptive to romantic opportunities. A certain degree of healing was necessary for her, and now she feels ready. Janelle recently made it clear that she is a sexual creature and not asexual. Janelle clarified that she would be willing to explore it if the appropriate person entered her life. She isn't actively looking for love, though. Sister Wives, the true cause of Janelle Brown and Cody's divorce. After Cody began putting his 4th wife, Robyn, first, Janelle, and him ended their 29-year relationship. In order to be closer to her daughter Madison, Janelle relocated to North Carolina after the divorce in order to concentrate on her goals and aspirations. She is adjusting to life after the split and growing her farm business. She had no choice but to stay married, even though she never wanted it to end. What, then, was the primary cause of the split? In season 19, Janelle refuted the notion that the breakup was the result of incompatibility and carelessness. She described how she detested Cody's issues with her children. During the epidemic, the problems got worse, especially when he clashed with Gabriel and Garrison. He wouldn't do anything to keep the family together, she continued, and that became the primary point of contention. She eventually reached her breaking point after enduring his carelessness for years, particularly during the pandemic. Janelle attempted to resolve the conflicts through mediation, but it was unsuccessful. Cody even ceased communicating with her sons. Cody wasn't even on good terms with Garrison when he died. All of the children supported their mother after the divorce, and Cody is now making a concerted effort to get back in touch with them, but it's not that simple. As we all know, Cody struggles with emotions, and the majority of them don't even reside in the same state. In contrast, Janelle is pursuing her goals and aspirations. With her children, she is cultivating her 164-acre farm in North Carolina and enjoying life to the fullest with her loved ones at her side. The real reason why Janelle left Cody was not what they claimed in the show: hidden truths, betrayals, and a breaking point that TLC didn't dare air. For years, Sister Wives fans were led to believe that Janelle Brown's split from Cody Brown was the slow, painful unraveling of a plural marriage already plagued by distance, miscommunication, and personal evolution. On screen, we watched her express growing frustrations about feeling like an outsider, about Cody's shifting affections toward Robyn, and about the never-ending stalemate over Coyote Pass and future home plans. The storyline painted the picture of a strong, independent woman finally choosing herself over a relationship that no longer served her. But now, with cameras turned off and whispers coming from corners of Flagstaff and beyond, a much more shocking and emotionally charged version of events is beginning to emerge, and it turns out the real reason Janelle left Cody was never fully shown on TV. Behind the scenes, sources close to the family have begun speaking out, and their revelations have turned everything upside down. The truth, they say, is that Janelle didn't just walk away because she and Cody were growing apart. She didn't leave because of vague philosophical differences, or because she was suddenly inspired to live a solo life. She left because of a betrayal so personal and deep that it shattered the foundation of everything she thought she had with Cody, a betrayal that TLC carefully skirted around to avoid igniting a public firestorm. Janelle was tired of the lies, the favoritism, the emotional neglect, but more than anything, she was devastated to find out that Cody had allegedly been manipulating the financial and emotional structures of their family to isolate her completely while keeping Robyn and her children safe, secure, and fully prioritized. According to those close to the situation, Janelle discovered a disturbing truth. Cody had been quietly funneling resources, both financial and emotional, into his relationship with Robyn for years, and Janelle was only getting crumbs. This wasn't just about not having a house on Coyote Pass or not sharing a bedroom. This was about deliberate abandonment. When Janelle confronted Cody about the plans they had supposedly made together for building on the land, she was stunned to learn that Robyn's house had already been funded and prioritized, while Janelle's housing dreams were treated like pipe dreams. Cody kept making excuses, blaming permits and timelines, but behind the scenes, Robyn's name was on the paperwork, the investments, and the insurance plans. Janelle had nothing to her name except a camper trailer and a promise that was never going to be fulfilled. But the betrayal didn't stop there. Sources claim that Janelle found out Cody had been keeping private meetings with Robyn about restructuring family finances, cutting her off from decisions she had once been integral to. For a woman who had always prided herself on her independence, her work ethic, and her ability to contribute to the family unit, this was a punch to the gut. Cody wasn't just losing interest, he was actively shutting her out. And when Janelle asked for transparency, she got gaslighting instead. TLC captured the arguments, the tension, and the infamous scene where she said she was spiritually divorced. But what they didn't show was the private confrontation in which Janelle accused Cody of emotionally abandoning her years ago and accused him of using religion as a weapon to maintain control while giving Robyn full wife privileges, and then some. It was during these unfilmed moments that Janelle's heartbreak reached its tipping point. She realized that Cody no longer respected her as an equal partner. His actions weren't just careless, they were calculated. He had chosen Robyn not only as a favorite wife but as a business partner, a confidant, and the only one whose future he was actively protecting. Janelle, meanwhile, was being left to fend for herself, figure out her living situation alone, and try to keep the family from completely imploding, all while being labeled as difficult for daring to ask questions. Then came the most gut-wrenching moment of all, when Janelle overheard Cody, in a private conversation, referring to her and Christine as disloyal and suggesting that their independence was destroying the family structure. Janelle couldn't believe her ears. After everything she had sacrificed, all the years of loyalty, all the time she stood by him even when he was making poor decisions, Cody still saw her as a threat, not a partner. It wasn't about family anymore. It was about control. And he didn't want wives who challenged him. He wanted wives who worshipped him. This realization lit a fire in Janelle. She didn't want to play the victim. She didn't want pity. She wanted peace. And that peace would never come as long as she was tethered to a man who treated her as disposable. So she packed up, walked out, and never looked back. Not with bitterness, but with clarity. What looked on television like a calm, spiritual departure was actually the end result of years of deception, gaslighting, and financial injustice that Janelle had endured in silence for far too long. In the months following her split, Janelle has emerged stronger, bolder, and more self-possessed than ever. Her detox journey, her makeup-free posts, and her decision to spend more time with her kids, especially in North Carolina, all point to a woman reclaiming her narrative. No longer silenced by the dynamics of a dysfunctional plural marriage, Janelle is now speaking through her actions. And fans have noticed. They've rallied around her, praising her courage and calling for TLC to be more honest about the behind-the-scenes realities. Even Christine, now thriving with David Woolley, has hinted at the deeper reasons for their departures. In several interviews, she's subtly supported Janelle's version of events, noting that some of us were treated like we didn't matter, and we stayed quiet longer than we should have. It's no coincidence that Janelle and Christine remain close while neither maintains a warm relationship with Cody or Robyn. There's a sisterhood in their shared experience, one built not just on leaving Cody, but on surviving the emotional damage that came with being undervalued. As for Cody, he continues to frame the situation as a matter of loyalty and faith. But even viewers can see the cracks in his logic. If loyalty was so important to him, why wasn't he loyal to the wives who stood by him through decades of struggle and sacrifice? Why was only Robyn afforded grace, protection, and respect? Why were the other wives punished for having opinions, dreams, or boundaries? In the end, Janelle's real reason for leaving wasn't about losing love. It wasn't about religious differences. It wasn't even about Robyn, not entirely. It was about being erased. It was about realizing that her presence no longer mattered to a man she had once trusted with everything. It was about watching him invest all of himself into one relationship while asking the rest to simply cope. And now, with the truth slowly unraveling in the public eye, Janelle's decision is no longer a mystery. It's a testament to her strength. TLC may have softened the blow on screen, but those who really watched closely, who saw the tears behind her eyes, the frustration in her voice, and the exhaustion in her silence, always knew. Janelle didn't leave because she wanted a different path. Cody Brown maintains that he is not a ladies' man, in spite his having 4 divorces concurrently. The Sister Wives star, who is now a father to 18 children, revealed his self-analysis more than 2 years after his relationships with Meri Brown, his first legal marriage, and his life partners Janelle Brown and Christine Brown terminated. "I never claimed to be a ladies' man as a polygamist because of religion," Cody told his surviving wife Robyn Brown and their kids on the May 11th episode of the TLC reality show. In a confessional, the 56-year-old discussed semantics. "I had 4 wives, that's all," he was saying. "For women, I wasn't a man. I had 4 wives, so I wasn't a ladies' man." Robyn, whose children with Cody include Ariella, 9, Dayton, 25, Aurora, 23, Brianna, 21, Solomon, 13, and others, raised awareness of what she perceived to be a common misconception about her spouse. "He did have 4 wives," the 46-year-old acknowledged publicly. "I mean, most people would consider that ladies' man or whatever. When it comes to ladies, Cody appears to be smitten with the one who stayed. I'm a fool for my woman," he said over a family dinner in the April 20th Sister Wives episode. "I love her." Additionally, Cody previously acknowledged that it wasn't always easy to manage his polygamous relationships, especially when it came to dividing his time between his wives. When it came to scheduling dates with Robyn, Christine, Janelle, and Meri, he said, "I was flying by the seat of my pants most of the time," in the February 2nd episode of the TLC series. "I believe, in retrospect, that my style of living plural marriage was a little bit too flexible." Given that Robyn claimed that she wasn't really paying attention to her husband's schedule on any given day, it would seem that she is no ill toward it. She said, "I was okay if he was there, and I was okay if he wasn't there. It was great either way." Cody Brown and Robyn. Cody Brown said, "She looked like a soccer mom," in reference to his 2009 meeting with Robyn, who was then a single mother on Sister Wives. "She had 3 children, a car, and a divorce. Having a van, 3 kids, and a divorced mother were just issues, I thought." The pair is still together, though, having welcomed a girl, Ariella, and a boy, Solomon, into their family after over 10.5 years. The plan does not include adding more partners. That makes me think, oh well, and I have a lot of trouble with that. They didn't work. When Meri Brown, Janelle Brown, and Christine Brown left the show during the December Sister Wives one-on-one special, Robyn said, "So, on to someone new. That is challenging for me. That's quite tough for me. It seems offensive." Brown Meri. In January 2024, 1 year after she and Cody announced their separation to the world, Meri revealed on Instagram that she had begun seeing Amos Andrews the previous October. But in February 2024, Meri confirmed on Instagram that they had broken up. Christine Brown. She got the man and the family. Christine declared, "I've finally found the love of my life, David Woolley," on Valentine's Day 2023, marking the official start of their relationship. "When he hugged me close, I felt as though my essence was breathing for the first time. He is a kind grandfather who treats my children well. I never imagined finding such a love." 2 months later, he extended the fantasy with a proposal for spring. "David treats me like a queen and tells me I'm beautiful every day," Christine said to People. "I've never been in love like this before, and the world seems like a brighter place with him in it." Madison Brown. TLC captured the 2016 outdoor wedding in Montana where Janelle's eldest daughter married Caleb Rush. Out of the 18 Brown children, she was the first to walk down the aisle. After nearly 10 years, the two have grown closer, and Amelia joined her older siblings Josephine, Axel, and Evie in March 2025. North Carolina resident Maddie wrote on Instagram, "Our sweet girl took her time, keeping us all in suspense, but when she decided it was time, she didn't waste a second. She was born on March 14th, and she was flawless." Leon Brown. For years after their engagement was shown on the TLC reality show, Meri's only child moved to Denver with Audrey Chris. Leon raved, "My sweetest symphony," about their 2020 partner. "Life with you truly is so sweet." Audrey said, "Being your partner and watching your growth and coming into yourself over the years has been an honor and joy." Logan and Brown. The eldest Brown child, Logan, and his longtime girlfriend, Michelle Petty, got back together in Arizona in 2022. "It was a beautiful day, and this mama's heart was mush the whole time," Janelle posted on Instagram in reference to her son's wedding. "You always have such a sense of peace when your children find amazing life partners." Michael T. Brown. Michael T. joked that when she and Antonio, Tony, Padron welcomed twins Archer and Ace into the world in November 2022, more than 6 years after their 2016 wedding, they had already put their marriage vows to the test. Avalon's mother, Michael T., wrote on Instagram at the time, "We have 3 kids and 4 moves under our belt." Numerous joyful moments mixed with some challenging ones. #surprise twins were still going through the whole marriage procedure, though. Aspen Brown. Following their 2018 wedding, Mitch Thompson and Christine's eldest daughter have traveled from Alaska to Paris. But in December 2022, they set up shop, as Mitch said on Instagram, "We bought our first home." Just prior to Christmas, Aspen announced she was expecting their first child in April 2025. Before their 1-year anniversary, Brown, Gwendolyn Beatrice Queiroz, Christine's third oldest daughter, and her partner celebrated their 6 months together with chocolate fondue at the happiest place on earth. The genuinely romantic part then began when Gwendolyn shared a photo of the proposal on Instagram in November 2022, along by a statement that read, "I'm engaged," and featured candles and roses.